What's a series in Bali without some rice fields, huh? Bali has given me an opportunity to try so many different skills, but Bali also teaches you how to slow down. In the spirit of slowing down, I'm meeting up with my friend Kamau, and he is going to teach me the art of Qigong, which is a practice that started in China. He's been here for 16 years, and he has been practicing for 10. So come with me as we learn the basics of Qigong 101. Not in this rice field. What is Qigong?
Common question. I like to break it down a couple ways. The first way is just, what is Qi? So Qi is our life force, right? So Qi exists, of course, within us, all through our body, but it also exists within nature. Everything has a life force that has Qi in it. Gong means skill or work. The Gong, when you put Gong and the Qi together, or Qigong, is essentially the skill of moving your life force. There's three components that make Qigong. Essentially, it's your movement, so your form. So the first thing is getting your form of the movements correct, right? And so there's a foundational form and a stance that we do in order to just get centered and be able to check in with our body. And that stance is called Zhang Zhuang.
Zhang Zhuang.
Yes. And so basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand with your feet shoulder length apart. You're gonna soften your knees, just softening so you can root in a bit further.
Okay.
And then once you have that, then you want to have your breathing correct. So to be able to coordinate and match the breathing with the movement. Right? Bring your thumb and place it here, and your left hand goes over top. You're going to bring it right below your navel. So that area is called the lower dantian. So when we breathe, we're going to be inhaling in through the nose and into that area, and expanding the belly as we breathe, and then also exhaling through the nose.
Okay.
Just inhaling through the nose, nice and natural. And then at that point, it's still not even really Qigong. It's the third component that really makes Qigong, and that is your intention. So your intention, or your mind, guides the energy to where you want it to go. So those three things in conjunction is really what makes Qigong.
How does that differ from Tai Chi? Because isn't that controlled movements?
Well, Tai Chi, you can say, can be under the umbrella of Qigong. So there's really over 3,000 forms of Qigong. You know, Qigong has a 2,000-year history. And so, you know, over time, there's been so much creation of movements that are specific for different things. Qigong can be used for, as many people know it, for martial arts purposes. That's because they've moved Qi to specific areas, either to increase the offense or for defense, right? The same principle can be applied medically. So you're moving Qi into your organs, you know, for healing purposes. And then there's Qigong for more consciousness expansion purposes. Now, Tai Chi is if you take some of these movements and then you make a set sequence. But you could say Qigong is like the overall umbrella. And this is pretty essentially what we're going to be doing. Is I'll be teaching you a great warm-up to start your day. It's like a Qi shower.
I like this.
And bring your arms up, and like you're hugging a tree. At heart level, your palms should be. Chest relaxed, elbows relaxed. Yeah, so just allow your elbows to kind of go at an angle down so they're just nice and relaxed, not holding up like that.
Not ballet.
No. Relaxed. And slowly lower your arms. Now we're just bringing it over and continuing that. And breathing natural and through the nose, out through the nose. Bend slightly, and you're going to inhale, and you're going to expand your chest and open up, palms towards the sky, twisting up like you're twisting a doorknob. Exhale, 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 drop, inhale.
Even though the movements are slow, there's a loose control with them. And I found that a real struggle for me. I particularly had problems with this one movement that frustrated the hell out of me. Stand straight, feet width apart, and to just hold my hands out and turn my hands out as my spine turned, and exhale on the out. And let me tell you something, I had such a struggle with it. I actually got really frustrated. Well, it just looks so nice when you do it. I'm trying to replicate what you do.
This ain't about looking nice. This is about getting the form right,
yes.
Getting the breath right. And when you do that, it will look nice.
Yeah, you're right. I felt particularly excited to learn from Kamal as a Black man who's fully embraced something from a completely different culture as a part of his personal practice. I thought that it was a great example of learning to just appreciate what other cultures have to offer.
You can lean a little bit and allow your head to go. So you're getting a stretch here. All this is getting a stretch also.
Do you think that there's a connection between Black culture and Asian culture?
Oh no, there's definite connection. You know, culture was always prominent. Even currently, just in modern times, like, you know, how much different cultures are attracted to different things. Like, we've been into martial arts since the 70s. You know, the Black Panthers was learning karate, you know, and kung fu, these different techniques. Yeah, I feel like, because when people say ancestors, people tend to think only in a physical sense, like my genetic line.
Mm-hmm.
But I think of it in a spiritual sense. And I know I've had lifetimes in Japan. I know I had lifetimes in China, Indonesia, in places that aren't necessarily Africa. Of course, Africa, that's kind of obvious. So for me, ancestry works on a spiritual level, not just a physical level. And the spiritual level for me is far more important. You know, so, and this is why you have such crossover of cultures, because, you know, that kid who's in Indonesia, who's really connected with hip hop, has probably got a prominent lifetime as being a Black person in America. Or Japan, kid got a prominent person being a Black person in America or Africa or wherever. That's not just trying to follow a trend and copy. That what's within them, that's what they feel and they resonate with. You feel me? So that doesn't come from just, you know, watching the TV. That's a soul communication that's taking place.
I associated Qigong with meditation. And for meditation, for me, I've largely been doing it with my eyes closed, you know, and searching inward. And that's actually not what we're doing here. It's quite the opposite, which is learning to be super present, you know, knowing what's happening around you, hearing the sound of the water, being here and being present as a meditation. And I found that really interesting because any moment we had a time to really sit in things, my natural inclination was to close my eyes. And he's like, no, open your eyes, be here. What I've learned from this practice is I've been compartmentalizing a little bit. I have been either focusing on my body, focusing on my brain, or I'm focusing on my breath. And this particular practice puts it all together.
There's so much that's happening internally. You know, that's the thing about Qigong. It's really, really slow. And people are like, oh, well, it's too slow for me. But as you see, just standing still actually is kind of tough.
I'm sweating my butt off over here. Look at this. It's just a pool of sweat right there. It is really tough to just stand still in my body.
And be really present and know what's going on. Allow the body to do what it's naturally going to do. And so over time, then, of course, the movements become simpler, as with most things. The more you practice, the better you get with it. And just it starts to translate into life, you know, really, really quickly. And so when we're tuning into the subtlety. So as it flows into life, a lot of things happen in life are very subtle. And if we can pick up on the subtleties, we can know how to adjust ourselves in order to be in harmony with what's taking place. If we're only looking for the big action, the big booms and all this stuff, we can miss a lot of the real essence of what's taking place. And so Qigong just, you know, it helped to tune deeper into the subtleties of life.